Hello, my friends. Chef Blondie here. And as you can see, I was originally going to show you how to ferment our end-of-season green tomatoes here at Serendipity Farmhouse. Then I realized we ferment our excess ripe tomatoes in just the same way. That's when I decided to let all of you in on the tomato 2-for-1. Or as hubby likes to say, twofer. I don't like that. So let's gather our mise en place and get started with our discussion about fermenting both types of ripe and green tomatoes.
Hello, I'm your test kitchen professor. Chef Blondie is preparing her demonstration on how to ferment ripe and green tomatoes. While she's doing that, she asked me to share the results of my technical research with you. First, let's take a minute to talk about safety. As with any type of food preservation, health safety is paramount. In the case of lactofermentation, ensuring that products remain submerged beneath the surface of the brine is absolutely essential. For fermenting vegetables, the recommended amount of salt to use in 1 quart of water is between 1 to 3 tablespoons. We used 2 tablespoons of sea salt per quart of water to ferment our tomatoes. Remember, the exact amount of salt required will vary depending on the vegetable being fermented and your personal preferences. If you want a more precise measurement, you can use a brine calculator such as the one pictured here. With it, you can determine the accurate salt-to-water ratio and make a perfect brine for fermenting vegetables. We will add a link to a brine calculator in the description box below. For a good review of best practices to be used with lactofermentation, please check out the links in the description box below. The truth is, you don't have to go out and buy any special equipment for fermenting. However, we've found glass fermenting weights and silicone fermenting lids to be quite reliable tools to ensure fermenting success and safety. There are many different types and styles available at Amazon and other outlets. You're the best judge of what you need and what you wish to spend. Do your research and you'll be all set. Now, I'm sure you've had more than enough technical prattle from me. So let's join Chef Blondie in our test kitchen. She's ready to show you how you can ferment your excess ripe and your end-of-season green tomatoes.
Use 4 cups of room temperature water in a 1-quart mason jar, and then stir in the salt until it dissolves. Alternatively, warm 4 cups of water in a small saucepan, then whisk in the salt until it dissolves. Turn off the heat and let it cool to room temperature. For large tomatoes, cut into bite-sized chunks. For cherry tomatoes, use a toothpick to poke 1 or 2 holes. This allows the brine to enter the tomato. Place the tomatoes in a mason jar, alternating with the hot peppers, garlic, and your choice of flavor-enhancing herbs. Pour the cool brine over the tomatoes and other ingredients, adding additional water to cover if necessary. Place a glass fermentation weight over the tomatoes and seal the jar using the fermentation lid and mason jar lid ring. Ensure that no ingredients are floating above the fermentation weight or in contact with the air. Allow the tomatoes to ferment between 4 and 14 days. Taste the tomatoes periodically. When they're sour, tangy enough for your liking, and when the flavor of added ingredients is just the way you like it, you have reached the perfection point. If you like, you can allow the tomatoes to continue to ferment beyond the 2-week mark until they are just the way you want them. Delicious. When you are satisfied with the flavor, remove the fermentation weight and lid and replace it with a regular mason jar lid. Then place the jar of fermented tomatoes in the fridge, and they will keep for several months. Enjoy.